Hello and welcome to another video. Today, this video is to celebrate the 8th anniversary of Undertale, although I am a couple of days late. My big celebration art piece I did for it, I completed on the day in Australia time at like 12 o'clock. I was intending to get the video done on the same day, but it just didn't happen because it was 12 o'clock and I had to get up at like 6:30 or something for work the next day, and I was like, nah. Which is probably good because it's taken me an unreasonably long time to actually do the video portion of this. Speaking of things in the video, there are two things to make note of. One, of course, all of the speed paints in the background are my own art. They're in fact all artworks I've made in recent months, or at least sometime this year, and all of them are of Undertale characters. I have also done a bit of work with Deltarune characters, but it's not Deltarune's 8th anniversary, so they're not in this video. Should be able to find them on my social media platforms though, which I'll have linked in the bio in the off chance you want to go look at more of my art. The other thing I wanted to address is the background music. We've got snatches of both Home from Undertale and Undertale from Undertale being played badly on guitar by me. I'm no Toby Fox and I'm not a professional musician, but I have fun making noises with instrument, and so you guys are cursed to listen to it. Sorry. But yeah, I thought for this video I'd talk about Undertale, how I got into it, how it's affected me, that sort of stuff. And I guess a good starting place is how/when I actually even got into the fandom. So, I haven't been here from the very beginning. I had no idea Undertale was a thing back in 2015, probably mostly because I was a bit sheltered as a kid, didn't have the best internet access or time I was allowed to be on the internet, so I just kind of didn't hear about it for a couple of years, which is probably quite surprising for how popular the game was, even when it first came out. I did, however, get into it in 2018, surprisingly enough, through the influence of theory videos. It was around the end of my school year and my first year of uni. Had just gone away from my hometown, was doing my final projects, and while I'm working, especially on art-related stuff, I like to have YouTube playing in the background. And what did I find, or was recommended to me, but a Undertale theory video, I think either about Dr. Gaster or Alphys's Hidden Lab. And I was like, oh, what's this? This looks interesting. And then I proceeded to go down a massive rabbit hole, had most of the storyline and lore spoiled for me by theory videos. But yeah, no, basically I knew most of the story before I actually played the game. We'll get to that a bit later. But I did really love the story regardless. Now, the first platform I got involved with Undertale on was, unfortunately, Amino. It's not a platform I would recommend to anyone, honestly. I don't even know if it's still running. I have a feeling it might have been taken down a couple of years ago. But yeah, I first joined the Undertale Amino to learn more about the game, because I was like, this is fascinating. Want to know more. Stumbled into AUs. I was like, wow, what are those? Those look funky. And so I joined the AU development squad so that I could learn more about AUs, not realizing that it was to help individual creators with creating their AUs by providing stuff like writing help, artwork, blah blah blah. You know, helping set the scene, give extra materials to them, all that sort of stuff. It was fun. I made quite a few friends, actually reunited with 2 of them recently. Shout out to Azzy and Ree on the off chance you 2 watch this. But I didn't stay on Amino for a massive amount of time. Had a lot of fun when I first jumped on, but very quickly started to feel very out of place due to being a lot older than most of the demographic on there. And by a lot older, I mean I was 2 years older, but also they were children and I was not. I think I was 18 at the time, everyone else was around 16 at the oldest, and I was like, maybe not. Also, people on there just got really weird, and I was like, no. And eventually just ditched the platform without much of a word. Sorry, other friends I had on there. Yeah, it was a whole thing. But yeah, jumped ship. Probably good for me I did. I heard it only got worse after I left. But yeah, just quick shout out to the drawing in the background. This one was based off one of the more recent newsletters, not the most recent one, but the last one, where they were like, hey, here's a cut scene of Sand stopping speedrunners by eating an ice cream very slowly, and I was like, that's hilarious, I'm gonna draw it. So we have this beautiful drawing. But yeah, after Amino, I ended up moving over to Tumblr. That's my main place where I consume Undertale-based content. Like looking at my AU stuff still, love all my original Undertale characters as well. Basically any content I can find from it, I'm like, hell yeah, this is great. With some exceptions. Looking at you uncomfortable ships. That being said, I've never been much of one for ships in the first place. But yeah, been around on Tumblr a lot. I also post on Instagram, but I don't have as much of a following and find it harder to find Undertale artists on there. If you have any good ones, please recommend them. I'm always keen for more content. But yeah. Now back to my actual playthrough of the game. I've been stuck for a few years in my first playthrough because my video game skill level is I can beat Pokemon and that is it. I've been stuck on Metaton for a few years and just have not been able to beat the guy. Probably a bit embarrassing, but like, I'll get there one day. I just keep leaving it for big gaps and then coming back and being like, wow, this is harder than I remember. Someone did say something about finding a scarf to help make it easier the other day, so I've got to try that at some point. But also the free time I have to play video games is near non-existent these days. But I'll get there eventually. I'm still my first playthrough, but I'm going pacifist, haven't killed anything. Think I get like the false neutral ending first anyways and then have to redo pacifist bits to get the good ending, is what I understand of it, but yeah, not quite there yet, which probably makes it funny that my celebratory drawing is everyone having escaped the mountain and staring off into the sunset. It's what you're seeing being drawn now. But yeah, no. Yeah, I'm a bit of a cringe fail gamer, not good at video games, not good at things that need reaction speed. But yeah, no. Yeah, but Undertale is definitely, again, one of my favorite games, despite being incapable of personally completing it at this stage. Mostly due to Toby Fox's character writing. He does an absolutely amazing job. Everyone in the game has so much personality. They're also, like, complex and interesting. They have their silly, goofy moments, but they also have really humanizing aspects that make you go like, these feel like people, these feel like they could be friends. And yeah, it just does a fantastic job of making you feel like you are actively making friends, which is one of my favorite parts of this game. It's just, I don't know, a fun little adventure. You go, you help people, they help you, and yeah, no, it's sweet. Obviously, if you look at any of my other art, my favorite characters are the Skeleton Brothers, as is most of the fandom. I do have a couple of others, like Napstablook, not that I draw him as often. I also really like Mad Mew Mew. I will do a drawing of her soon-ish, just because her design is fun. But yeah, no, Undertale, good fun, good game, good characters, good writing. Does a very good job with its intrigue and sort of trying to pull people further into the story. All of its fun little hidden gems that get the fan base really riled up and making their theories and having fun with everything. It's just fantastic in general, and a lot of the time, despite several of its downsides, Undertale is a fun fandom to be a part of. Not an overly active part, mind you. I've never been the most popular within the fan base, but it's fun to observe, and it's fun to feel like part of a community as someone who loves this game. And I'm sure a lot of other people do as well, seeing as Undertale is one of the most popular indie games of all times. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry I kind of just rambled at you the whole time. I didn't really have much of a script because I honestly don't have the time to write something like that. But yeah, sorry it's a couple of days late. I think it's the 18th for me here when I'm putting it up. Hopefully it'll only be the 17th for the Americans, but yeah. Here's my final Undertale piece. Have a nice evening, and I'll see you again soon, hopefully. Bye!